exclusive. Nigerian Anti-Corruption Agency, ICPC, finally opens second box found in ex-Army Chief Buratai'S property, finds additional 170,000 US dollars, 85,000 pounds, and 54,000 euros stashed inside. Officials of the Independent Crop Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, ICPC, have finally been able to open a second box found in the house of a former Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Buratai, retired, being used by a proxy. The house was recently busted by the officials in the Wuse area of Abuja, where cash were meant to buy arms from the war against terror. Vehicles and other items were recovered. Sahara reporters learned that the second box, which had just been opened, contained $170,000, 85,000 pounds, and 54,000 euros. The newspaper exclusively reported on Saturday that 2 boxes were found in the building, but ICPC officials were only able to open one. The officials were unable to open the second box at the time of filing the report. Wow. They did not submit the money to the CBN, but kept it in the facility, trying to move the money. 2 boxes were found, but the ICPC, can't open the second one still, a source had told Sahara reporters. These amounts totals to 202,320,000 naira. Sahara reporters earlier reported that the ICPC appeared to be doing the bidding of the former Army Chief Buratai's, whose house was being used by a proxy, as the agency gave inconsistent figures of the amount it found in the recovery of cash, vehicles, and other items of the building. Wow. Sahara reporters also learned that while the ICPC granted bail to the military contractor for fronting Buratai, claiming that 30 million naira was found in the apartment, the agency later said an official release that 175 million was recovered. Okay, we now see the inconsistency in figures. Wow. Azuka Ogugwa, the spokesperson for the commission, had disclosed on Friday how the apartment was raided, but did not give details of Buratai'S links to the recovery. Buratai, despite denials by his lawyers and other faceless individuals, already committed to a newspaper that the property was his and no search warrant was obtained before it was raided. This is so much evidence, and I think a key part of this article is Buratai'S history of graft. So Sahara reporters had, in a series of publications in 2016, exposed how Buratai procured expensive assets in Dubai, the United Arab Emirates, between 2013 and 2015 from proceeds of crime. He and his 2 wives in 2013 paid the sum of 120 million naira, which is $419,000, for the first property project, TGF Marina Hotel Unit 2711. Sale documents indicated that the first property was handed over to the Buratai'S on January 13th, 2013. 11 days after I was appointed by the President Buhari, the retired Army General made arrangements for the purchase of a second property from the same company in Dubai. Evidence exclusively obtained by Sahara reporters revealed that Buratai made 10 million naira payments on July 24th and August 7th, respectively. This is so much evidence. I mean, even the phone number on the Skybank teller is given right here. Wow, this is evidence. So now, we've had so many articles and so many things like this, which consistently prove the lack of character, lack of integrity. We know these things. In fact, Nigerians are even bored of these stories. The fact is, what are we going to do about it? And why is it that all of a sudden this news is coming out right now in the heat or in the intensity of electoral process? Why? Because are you expecting, again, I think this is what they do. They feed Nigerians with so much on their plate that it's very frustrating and disarming. At the end of the day, we need to prioritize what needs focus right now, because we cannot be focusing energy on this. We really cannot. Again, when things are more settled, we can then go back and, in fact, whatever happens, the history of whoever has been shady in the past is already there. If we want to go look into files, if we want to go look into suspiciously coerced and shunned cases, the evidence is there. We can do that. But right now, why is this news coming out? It's not important in the grand scheme of things because it's not a surprise. In fact, it is the extent to which the criminality goes that would surprise Nigerians. But this in itself wouldn't. So it's a thing where, this is a very big crime in a normal country. This is crazy, right? This is crazy. So it's a thing where, why all of a sudden at this time this news is coming out? It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense because this is not what Nigerians need to focus on. And I think Nigerians will be fed with so much frustration and so much of this news. Nigerians, what we need to do is ignore this for the now. Do you know how many cases have come to Nigerians' hands and they look feisty and we haven't gone through with it? We cannot focus on multiple things at the same time. This is a distraction. This puts us away from the game. It puts us away from the focus. And it's a thing where, are you trying to get Nigerians to charge up energy again, place focus on the government and put pressure on them to investigate this case? No way. The funds that are needed right now for the people cannot be wasted on this investigation because this man has stolen enough money. And the fact is, we cannot start focusing on this case. In my opinion, it's just a waste of time. It's as useless as talking about Tinubu's certificates. It doesn't need anything for us. It really doesn't. Someone says, we can now understand why the military establishment has shown total and unflinching loyalty to the political class. Of course. What do you mean? This whole democracy was a scam from the beginning, 1999. Excuse me. Again, let's be honest, would you really say the military regime has gone? Okay, fine. With the obvious rule of a military regime and with the obvious actions that are taken, yes, of course, we can't say it's the same as before. However, would you really say that every trace of military rule and regime was actually taken out of the Nigerian, would you say that, that it was fully taken out of the Nigerian constitution? I don't think so. I really don't. I really, really don't. So it's a thing where it's like that. This is a whole conversation that is very relevant. In fact, if you're not careful, it will frustrate you and your emotions and you start focusing on what you shouldn't focus on, which is the aim of this, in my opinion. So yes, stories would come. Right now, you can say, would you say it's dry in the market? Something else is going to come again. Again, it's the news, it's politics. We cannot afford to get distracted. Put what you think in the comment section below and don't forget to like and subscribe.